F-35 can only carry 2 GBU-35.
85 of these bombs for each one of the targets. Israel only possesses 39 F-35. Everybody is waiting to see what Israelis are going to do in response to Iran's massive missile attack on Israel on October 1st, 2024. People are speculating about the oil refineries, chemical plants, and nuclear sites. Now in this video, we're just going to talk about the nuclear site. If Israel decides to launch an attack on a nuclear site, what would it look like and how can they do it? How can they pull it off? Everyone knows that Iran's nuclear facilities are underground. They built them from 2003, 2004. After that, whatever they built them underground. So there are two major ones. It's Natanz and Fordo. There are more than that, I guess, I don't know, 17, 18. Some people are saying 27, maybe more than that. But these are the major ones that they're talking about. And if they're going to attack, they're going to attack Fordo and Natanz. No one knows how far they are underground and how much armed concrete is on top of it. But for the sake of argument, we're just going to assume that the depth of them is the same as Hassan Nasrallah's bunker. So they have to use whatever used in Hassan Nasrallah's bunker and these nuclear facilities. In the case of Hassan Nasrallah, it was a few buildings and they knew where they're gonna hit. So they made one hole, they stacked 85 GBU-31 bunker busting bombs on top of each other, one after each other, so until they reached the bunker. In the case of nuclear facilities in Iran, they're huge. They're at least 20, 30, 40 times maybe bigger than those buildings that they hit in the case of Hassan Nasrallah. And I'm pretty sure there are different sections over there that they have like blast proof door. If you hit one of them, the blast is not going to go and damage everything. But we're just thinking that, okay, for the sake of this video, Israel knows exactly where to hit, what to hit. They're just going to make it one point and make a big hole just like what they did in Hassan Nasrallah, and they're just going to penetrate it and just get it over with. We're just going to assume that's the case. In the case of Hassan Nasrallah's bunker, they use around 85 bunker buster bombs. When you want to go attack Beirut and you want to take off from Israel, fuel is not the concern. When you take off 7 or 8 minutes later, you're on top of Lebanon, Beirut, and then 7 or 8 minutes you can come back. And it seems like they use the F-15s. F-15, it has a lot of hard points, but the most amount of GBU-31 that I could see they load on a F-15, it's 7 of them. They put 2 underneath each engine, 1 underneath each wing, so that would be like 5 of them, 6 of them. And then they can put 1 more underneath body of the fuselage. So that makes it 7. If that was the case, it takes at least 12 airplanes, at least 12 or 13 F-15s that they just put 7 bombs on each one of them. But in the case of Iran, that is not going to work. They cannot send the F-15s. F-15s are not the stealthy airplanes. And even if that was the case, they could not put 7 bombs on each one of them because they still need to load them up for the fuel, do refueling a few times. So that doesn't make sense because Iran has this S-300 and they're talking about that Russia already gave them S-400. If they want to attack Iran, they got to use F-35. So 85 of these bombs for each one of the targets, Fordo and Natanz. When you want to have a stealth F-35, you can only put 2 bombs inside the base, and you can have 2 AMRAAM air-to-air missiles just for self-defense in there, but 2 bombs. And I would assume maybe they don't even load all of them with those AMRAAMs because every pound of ordnance more that you want to carry is 1 pound of fuel less that you can carry. They're going to need every bit of fuel that they need. How many of these they're going to need? 42 of them. They need 42 F-35s for each target. Israel only possesses 39 F-35s. And we just assume depth of these facilities are the same as Hassan Nasrallah's bunker, which that's not the case. We know that's not the case. Fordo, they made it underneath the mountain, and as you can see here in the video, there are only entrances. They only know about the entrances. They don't even know what's going on inside. They don't even know which way to go. They don't even know which way these tunnels are. And then it's just a mountain. It's just a rock. It's not even a dirt. There is not even a vegetation growing in there because it's just pure rock. And if they went deep inside and they built this facility, it could be about like maybe 100 meters. So 85 of them for each target. It needs 40 F-35s for each target, which they don't even have 40. They only have 39 of them. And as what we know about these F-35s in the United States, about only half of them is operational at any given time. So that makes it only 20 of them. Now, let's just forget about the Hassan Nasrallah's situation. Let's just assume that they can get it done with only 16 bombs on each target. Let's say just it's gonna happen. They know what to do. They know exactly where to hit, and they can do it. 16 bombs, which means 8 F-35s for each target. 16 F-35s, they have to fly, go to Iran, hit the target, and come back undetected. Is it possible? It's F-35, right? It's stealthy. Nobody can see it. What about the fuel? Natanz and Fordo is about 1,000 miles, you can say, from Israel. The range of F-35 is 1,000 miles, which means if you started, turn the engines on, take off, you can go 1,000 miles and you're out of fuel. Now, if you want to come back, you're gonna just fill it up right there and then. Now, F-35 can carry these drop tanks, but if they do that, it's not stealth anymore. So what's the whole point? They can just take F-15s if they don't mind, right? And how are they gonna do it? Like, which country they're gonna go fly over? They can go from, like go around Saudi Arabia and come back from Persian Gulf and go there, so they don't need to go over any country. But that is about 7,000 miles round trip, which means 7 times refueling. 1,000 miles, or maybe 6 times if you want to go and come back. And we have like 16 airplanes. Each airplane is going to take between 5 to 10 or 15 minutes to refuel. So if you put all that together, for each time that they're going to refuel all these 16 planes, and let's say it's going to take 10 minutes for each plane, it's going to take 160 minutes. 160 minutes is about 3 hours, a little bit less than 3 hours. 3 hours each refueling. We can say maybe they can put more air tankers, but they only have 7 air tankers. That's all they got. If they want to get it quick in 20 minutes, they have to have like one air tanker for maybe every 4 airplanes, so that they can reduce it to like 30 minutes, 35 minutes. But they don't have that many tankers, so it takes 4 tankers for each refueling. Then like we're gonna have like at least they're gonna need at least 3 refueling to go, 3 refueling to come back. So that makes it 12. They need 12 tankers if they need to just do 30 or 40 minutes each refueling. I don't think that's gonna work for them. If they don't want to go around the Arabian, Saudi Arabia, what they have to go over Saudi Arabia. Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and Iran. Or Jordan, Syria, Iraq, and Iran. I don't think Syria and Iraq are gonna let them do that. Iran is just not gonna tolerate that. The same with Saudi Arabia. Back in 80s, Israelis, they went ahead and strike Usra nuclear facility in Iraq. But that was different time. Even then, they had to go over Saudi Arabia. Back then, Saudi Arabia with Saddam, they didn't like each other. They let them do that. But nowadays, they cannot do that with Iran. They just cannot. If they do that, Saudi Arabia's oil fields, oil refineries are going to be fair game for Iran. As they've already shown that in Aramco back in 2019, I think it was, that they just, I think it was Houthis, but yep, Houthis. Houthis attacked the Aramco. That can be all over again and again. And that was actually a drone attack, and they didn't mean to just destroy everything. Now they can use the ballistic missiles and destroy. So Saudi Arabia is not going to let them fly. So how are they going to do that? What about the air tankers? If they want to go through these countries and they don't go around, they're going to need, 2 times at least, 3 times refueling. These 4 tankers or 5 tankers are just going to be lingering around above where? Iraq or Saudi Arabia. They can be shut down. However, I can see that they're going to just use some F-35s over there to just cover them. But it's all that. It's just a big mess. So do you all think, is it worth it for them? Because, I mean, the very minute that the first bomb drops on Iran nuclear facility, the game is over. I mean, first of all, Iran will attack back to Israel with the missiles that they have. However, some of you guys say failed mission the last time around. But the people that's supposed to know, they know that it was not a failed mission. They did penetrate Israeli air defenses and they just landed. A lot of them landed. There is a video I was watching. It was 90 seconds. These 90 seconds, 42 hits right after each other. That's that. And then Iran is just going to leave NPT and go for nuclear weapon. Just like that. They have the best excuse ever. And it's gonna happen. They're gonna get a weapon. So what did he actually accomplish with that? Hitting Iran nuclear site? He cannot destroy them. We just lowered the bar as much as we could for the sake of this video. That they're gonna need at least 8 F-35s for each target. And let's say these F-35s go to Iran and one of them gets shot down. 2 of them get shot down for any reason. That's like the latest technology, or the pilots that they're gonna lose. So that is one of the reasons that I don't think this attack is not gonna materialize. It's not that easy. There is no good thing is going to come out of this for Israel. There is nothing for Israel to win from this attack. They can send some drones, they can send some ballistic missiles, but they're not going to do that much damage. They could just hit oil refineries with those. But we're just solely talking about the nuclear facilities. This is a possibility if they could hit the nuclear facilities. But see, when you turn on the TV, all you see, Israel is going to attack Iran nuclear facilities. These are the challenges. I mean, I'm not even a pilot. I'm not even a army general or anything. I just get some information from online and I see, okay, F-35 has 1,200 miles range. F-35 can only carry 2 bombs. And they just used 85 of those to kill Hassan Nasrallah. And that was just 4 apartment buildings. These Fordo, It's huge, like huge. Which part of it you want to make a hole? So this is my 2 cents about this whole attack and stuff like that. So I don't know. If you guys have a different opinion, just write it down in the comment. But please be respectful. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys in the next video.